Epipsychidion. Emily. A ship is floating in the harbour now. A wind is hovering over the mountain's brow. There is a path on the sea's azure floor. No keel has ever ploughed that path before. The halcyons brood around the foamless isles. The treacherous ocean has forsworn its wiles. The merry mariners are bold and free. Say, my heart's sister, wilt thou sail with me? Our bark is as an albatross, whose nest is a far Eden of the purple east, and we between her wings will sit, while night and day and storm and calm pursue their flight, our ministers, along the boundless sea, treading each other's heels unheededly. It is an isle under Ionian skies, beautiful as a wreck of paradise, and for the harbours are not safe and good. This land would have remained a solitude, but for some pastoral people native there, who from the Elysian, clear and golden air draw the last spirit of the age of gold, simple and spirited, innocent and bold. The blue Aegean girds this chosen home, with ever-changing sound and light and foam, kissing the sifted sands and caverns hoar, and all the winds wandering along the shore undulate with the undulating tide. There are thick woods where sylvan forms abide, and many a fountain, rivulet, and pond, as clear as elemental diamond, or serene morning air. And far beyond, the mossy tracks made by the goats and deer, which the rough shepherd treads but once a year, pierce into glades, caverns, and bowers, and halls built round with ivy, which the waterfalls, illumining, with a sound that never fails, accompany the noonday nightingales. And all the place is peopled with sweet airs. The light, clear element which the isle wears is heavy with the scent of lemon flowers, which floats like mist laden with unseen showers, and falls upon the eyelids like faint sleep. And from the moss violets and jonquils peep and dart their arrowy odour through the brain, till you might faint with that delicious pain. And every motion, odour, beam, and tone with that deep music is in unison, which is a soul within the soul. They seem like echoes of an antenatal dream. It is an isle twixt heaven, air, earth, and sea, cradled and hung in clear tranquillity, bright as that wandering Eden Lucifer, washed by the soft blue oceans of young air. It is a favoured place. Famine or blight, pestilence, war, and earthquake never light upon its mountain peaks. Blind vultures, they sail onward far upon their fatal way. The winged storms, chanting their thunder psalm to other lands, leave azure chasms of calm over this isle, or weep themselves in dew, from which its fields and woods ever renew their green and golden immortality. And from the sea there rise, and from the sky there fall, clear exhalations soft and bright, veil after veil, each hiding some delight, which sun or moon or zephyr draw aside, till the isle's beauty, like a naked bride glowing at once with love and loveliness, blushes and trembles at its own excess. Yet, like a buried lamp, a soul no less burns in the heart of this delicious isle, an atom of the eternal, whose own smile unfolds itself, and may be felt, not seen, o'er the grey rocks, blue waves, and forests green, filling their bare and void interstices. But the chief marvel of the wilderness is a lone dwelling, built by whom or how, none of the rustic island people know. 'Tis not a tower of strength, though with its height it overtops the woods, but for delight, some wise and tender ocean king, ere crime had been invented, in the world's young prime, reared it, a wonder of that simple time, an envy of the isles, a pleasure house made sacred to his sister and his spouse. It scarce seems now a wreck of human art, but, as it were, titanic, and the heart of earth having assumed its form, then grown out of the mountains from the living stone, lifting itself in caverns light and high. For all the antique and learned imagery has been erased, and in the place of it the ivy and the wild vine interknit the volumes of their many twining stems. Parasite flowers illume with dewy gems the lampless halls, and when they fade, the sky peeps through their winter woof of tracery with moonlight patches or star atoms keen, or fragments of the day's intense serene, working mosaic on their Parian floors, and day and night, aloof from the high towers and terraces, the earth and ocean seem to sleep in one another's arms, and dream of waves, flowers, clouds, woods, rocks, and all that we read in their smiles and call reality. This isle and house are mine, and I have vowed thee to be lady of the solitude, and I have fitted up some chambers there, looking towards the golden eastern air, and level with the living winds, which flow like waves above the living waves below. I have sent books and music there, and all those instruments with which high spirits call the future from its cradle, and the past out of its grave, and make the present last, and thoughts and joys which sleep but cannot die, folded within their own eternity. Our simple life wants little, and true taste hires not the pale drudge, luxury, to waste the scene it would adorn, and therefore still, nature with all her children haunts the hill. The ring-dove in the embowering ivy yet keeps up her love-lament, and the owls flit round the evening tower, and the young stars glance between the quick bats in their twilight dance. The spotted deer bask in the fresh moonlight before our gate, and the slow, silent night is measured by the pants of their calm sleep. Be this our home in life, and when years heap their withered hours like leaves on our decay, let us become the overhanging day, the living soul of the Silesian isle, conscious, inseparable, one. Meanwhile we two will rise, and sit and walk together, under the roof of blue Ionian weather, and wander in the meadows, or ascend the mossy mountains, where the blue heavens bend with lightest winds to touch their paramour, or linger where the pebble-paven shore, under the quick, faint kisses of the sea, trembles and sparkles as with ecstasy, possessing and possessed by all that is within that calm circumference of bliss, and by each other, till to love and live be one, or, at the noontide hour, arrive where some old cavern hoar seems yet to keep the moonlight of the expired night asleep, through which the awakened day can never peep, a veil for our seclusion, close as nights, where secure sleep may kill thine innocent lights. Sleep, the fresh dew of languid love, the rain whose drops quench kisses till they burn again. And we will talk until thought's melody become too sweet for utterance, and it die in words, to live again in looks, which dart with thrilling tone into the voiceless heart, harmonizing silence without a sound. Our breaths shall intermix, our bosoms bound, and our veins beat together, and our lips, with other eloquence than words, eclipse the soul that burns between them, and the wells which boil under our being's inmost cells, the fountains of our deepest life, shall be confused in passion's golden purity, as mountain springs under the morning sun. We shall become the same, we shall be one spirit within two frames. Oh, wherefore two? One passion in twin hearts, which grows and grew, till like two meteors of expanding flame, those spheres instinct with it become the same, touch, mingled, are transfigured, ever still burning, yet ever inconsumable, in one another's substance finding food, like flames too pure and light and unimbued to nourish their bright lives with baser prey, which point to heaven and cannot pass away. One hope within two wills, one will beneath two overshadowing minds, one life, one death, one heaven, one hell, one immortality, and one annihilation. Woe is me! The winged words on which my soul would pierce into the height of love's rare universe are chains of lead around its flight of fire. I pant, I sink, I tremble, I expire.